Back on January 9th, a group of bike riders in South Carolina stopped right beside a bridge because they saw a girl about to jump in the river. George, their leader, a big burly man, gets off his Harley, walks through the crowd who were watching, past the state trooper who was trying to talk her down off the railing, and says, "Hey babe, what you doing up there on that railing?" She says tearfully, "I'm going to end everything." George didn't want to appear sensitive, but also didn't want to miss this be a legend opportunity. So he asked, "Before you jump, why don't you give George your best last kiss?" With no hesitation, she leaned back over the railing and did a long, deep, lingering kiss, followed immediately by another, even better one. After they finish, George gets a big thumbs-up approval from his biker buddies and then says, "Wow, that was the best kiss ever. That's a real talent you're wasting there. You could be famous if you rode with me. Why do you want to end it?" She replied, "My parents don't like me dressing up like a girl." It's still unclear whether she jumped or was pushed. The year is 2028, and the United States has elected the first Indian woman as the president. She calls up her mother and says, "So, Mom, I assume you'll be coming to my inauguration?" "I don't think so. It's a long drive. Your father isn't as young, and my arthritis is acting up again." "Don't worry, Mom. A limousine will pick you up at your door, and Air Force One will bring you here." "I don't know. Everybody will be so fancy. What would I wear?" She replies, "I'll make sure you have a wonderful gown, custom made by the best designer in New York." Mom complains, "You know I can't eat those foods your friends like to eat." The president-to-be responds, "Don't worry, Mom. I will have the best Indian caterer handle the dinner. Veggie food all the way, Mom. I really want you to come." On the inauguration day, she is in the process of swearing and becoming the next president. Her mother, who is in the front row, leans over to a senator sitting next to her and says, "You see that woman over there, becoming president of the United States?" The senator whispers back, "Yes, I do." Mom says proudly, her brother is a doctor. After months of severe headaches, Dave goes to a doctor. Following a careful examination, the doctor says, "You will have to lose a testicle." Shocked, Dave sits on the idea, consults with 2 other doctors, and finally accepts his fate. His headache recedes for a week, but starts returning. He goes to the doctor again. The doctor says, "You have to lose the second one as well." For the sake of his life, Dave decided to cut it off too, and he gets his normal life back. One day, Dave goes clothes shopping and asks for a 42 size shirt, but the store owner insists that 38 works fine, and to Dave's surprise, it fits him very well. He then selects a pair of pants, and the owner fixes the size that fits him perfectly. Then Dave asks for size 28 underwear, but the owner says, "Your size is 34. Dave says that he has been wearing size 28 forever. The owner argues that 34 is what he wants. Frustrated, Dave argues that he has been wearing a size 28 and wants a 28. The owner, tired of explaining, finally says, "But a 28 squeezes your balls to death and causes you an unbearable headache." Pinocchio, Snow White, and Superman are out for a little stroll in the busy streets of New York, enjoying the vibe. As they walked, they come across a sign, "Beauty contest for the most beautiful woman in the world." Superman says, "Snow White, this contest is made for you. You should attend." Snow White says, "Sure, I will show them who is the prettiest." After half an hour, she comes out and they ask her, "Well, how did it go?" She says, "Of course, I won first place." They continue walking and they see another sign, "Contest for the strongest man in the world." Snow White and Pinocchio motivate Superman to attend. "Sure, I'm entering." After half an hour, he returns looking happy and says, "I won first place too." They continue walking when they see a third sign, "Contest, who is the greatest liar in the world?" Superman says, "Pinocchio, this contest is made for you." Pinocchio quickly enters the contest, and after half an hour he returns with a sad face and tears in his eyes. Snow White asks, "What happened?" Pinocchio, who was angry, asked, "Who the hell is Donald Trump?" Every time a little boy went to his friend's house, he saw his friend's grandmother studying her Bible. He was so curious and couldn't keep it to himself any longer. So he asked his friend, "Why does your grandmother keep reading her Bible all the time?" His friend replied, "I'm not very sure, but I think she's studying for her finals."